saw some nice shots of the amp. I'm going to refrain from producing a big-ass track for this Hughes Kettner Grandmeister Deluxe 40. Every single time I say this, I have to really think about it. Hughes Kettner Grandmeister Deluxe 40. It's a Grandmeister, it's the Deluxe 40, and it's a Hughes Kettner. Wow. And T. Hey, hello. I'm not going to produce a track because any track I produce would not show the range of the thing. A lot of people will probably use it in extreme ultra mode, but in the ultra mode. But again, it's a very flexible amp, and any track I would possibly produce will taint the experience. Also, I'm a little bit lazy, so there you have it. Let me show you the concept of the, what do we call that? The system. So we have this amp, which comes in a beautiful case, nice carry case, which Kiana and I actually bedazzled. The case, it's great. You just have the case and carry the amp around. So here we have the front panel with a 4-channel switch. Then the channel that you have selected. The one thing you have to know is, there's also a boost for each channel, and I think voiced differently for each channel. You cannot trust these knobs, which isn't a big thing, because you can't read them anyway. They're these nice looking shiny knobs, but you can't really see what they're set to from further away than here. Okay, I have no idea what they're set to. Now I can see it. But you can't trust them because everything is savable. So they might be in the background sitting like this when actually on the amp they're sitting like this, okay? Thank you. You have a reverb knob, resonance, which is a power amp low, power amp bass, presence, which is a power amp high, and master. You have a gate, which you can set in the back, loop on and off, which is cool, so you could have all your effects in the loop constantly on and just add the loop to it. Store, which is easy, anything you set up, you can store to a program change. And FX access. Okay, once you push this, these things will come into effect, which means the delay level, the feedback, delay time, modulation depth, modulation intensity. Okay? Pretty straightforward. So you always have to know what level you're on and not to take the settings of the knobs for their face value. Okay, we're gonna turn it around. This is where it gets interesting. We have the effects loop, Midi in and out, which is very important. We have a line out to power amp. Interesting. Okay. Here you set the noise gate, which you definitely want for the higher gain stuff. Here you have the brilliant Redbox AE, and this is actually what we're going to use. We're not going to use it with the Torpedo, because it has a very, very good speaker out in it. And for the whole demo, well, you know what? No, I'll use both. I'll use the Torpedo, and I'll use this so you can hear that there really isn't a big difference. There shouldn't be, at least. Here is their tube. Know what tubes work in a broken something system that I don't quite understand, but it's cool and it does something. And here is the power soak, which is brilliant. Run it at 40, 25, 1 for bedroom levels, and off for going DI and not even having the speaker out active. Speaker out works between 8 and 16 ohms. Okay? So, this is so cool, this is magic. Wait, let's try this. Way cool. I have not played with this, but I taped the little manual to it. This is their WMI, I don't know. It's an access point. It's a wireless access point. So the amp doesn't have Wi-Fi, but this has. So this is a Wi-Fi box that connects to your amp with MIDI in and out. And then if you still want MIDI control, you have a MIDI in, which we're going to use for So this I can use to run the amp with the app. And here we have the footboard, which is called the footboard FSM 432 Mark III. The Hughes Kettner Footswitch thing. Okay. It has MIDI in and out. There's a long MIDI cable on it. A long MIDI cable on it. I think it gets power through the MIDI cable, if I'm correct. We're gonna find out. There's also 9 to 15 volts, AC, DC. It takes anything input, but I think it takes MIDI power. Maybe, we'll find out. There's a Stompbox mode and a preset mode. We're gonna look at that. And you can, of course, have your presets, change banks, and also have tap for the built-in delay. So this is all killer. And now I'm going to set this up and see you in a sec. So we're back. We have the setup. I hooked up that little MIDI thingy with the amp, and then you had to download 2 apps and then go to the network. It was relatively easy. So if you switch to the iPad cam, there is the software. Very, very nice. The Airy Turkey. And the software is actually pretty neat. Yes. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Stop! So a little bit back, a little bit back, a little bit back, a little bit back, a little bit. Thank you. That's perfect. So if on the app, I go now and switch my channels. See this? The amp changes. Just to show you that you have complete control from the app. Obviously, the knobs on the amp won't change, but the lights will change. I can turn the boost. Slide a little bit more. Give me a little bit more of the amp, please. Yeah, there you go. So, see, boost. I have control over the boost. Boost. Very nice. In the app, you can get rid of the right side again. I love having a producer. That's just so awesome. So I can show the values, which might be nice for you guys to kind of see a little bit more of a feedback what's going on. There we go. That's what we want. Thank you. So in the app, I can see what's on the 4 foot switches on the foot switch review. Go to the foot switch. So in the app, I'm clicking my ABCD. And you can see that the foot switch also reacts. So everything is totally in sync. Let's go through a couple of presets for shits and giggles. Right now, this is the setup from hell, just to let you know. Not because of the app, but because everything we had to go through. Holy crap. I'm playing my Baruman Copper Top. My Baruman Quilty. It's a very, very nice guitar built by Isaac Baruman. Look at it's a nice guitar. And the nice thing about it is I can go single chord and everything. So it's a very nice, flexible guitar for everything. And back, please. I'm going through the Torpedo right now. Amp into the Torpedo Studio on a 412 setting. Leslie, throw the app actually over the foot switch. I'm going to move the foot switch down a bit. Throw the foot switch. And you can also see that it changes in the app. Okay, let's go to the next sound. You can see that the noise gate is on, which has been programmed into the app. So, switch, Leslie. Where's the noise gate here? Noise, oh, here. No, good. So, there, I can just switch that around. It's got a little edited thing behind it. Nice. We're going to D here, good. go up. Okay, yeah. I go up a bank, and I'm on the next 4 sounds. Let's see what else we have. We have Jim Crunch here. Little bit of delay back. Kinda cool. It's a dry sound. Luke solo. I don't know. Who's Luke? I'm your father. No, not that Luke. Okay. So you can also use the foot switch, if you please, Leslie, in Stompbox mode. I have an idea. Let's see if we can actually have the amp and the foot switch in at the same time. Let's try this. So there we go. Killer job, Leslie. Thank you very much. Now we can see both of it. I'm in Stompbox mode, which is a little switch in the back. So SB says Stompbox instead of preset mode. What happens now is I have the 4 channels that I can call up. So even in Stompbox mode, I have 4 channels which will save all the settings, but then I can still say no boost. That's pretty damn cool. So Stompbox mode gives you access to the 4 channels the way that they were set up without any saving, I think. Let me check. Yep, pretty much. And preset mode lets you recall the individual presets as you save them, which you can do on the front panel, of course, by just hitting the store button. So can you see that store button there in that row of 4 buttons? There is a effects loop right here. There's a noise gate. What else do we have? And store. Oh, see? I just stored. Way cool. This is pretty damn freaking neat. And back to me. So let's get into some of the sounds. So you can see how you can use the foot switch in Stompbox mode or preset mode. Using it through the app makes total sense because you can actually see the effect settings and the amp settings at the same time. Leslie, if you throw up the app here, that would be so nice. Thank you, Leslie. So we have the preamp, power amp. You don't have control over the master volume. That you have to do on the amp. We have gain and volume for each channel. And the boost. So without any effects, let's go through the sounds. Let's see. Gain, down. Oh, this is a bit. How do I do this? Left and right. Okay. I want to center that. No reverb. Centered. Here we go. Weird chords that I'm playing there. Totally weird, but okay. Let's see how far that channel can go. Almost still clean. Unless I'm pushing it with the humbucker. So if I'm boosting it, we go back on the gain, and I'm boosting it. Okay, this is how far you can push the clean channel. Now we're gonna switch to the crunch channel, and of course the amp changes with it, not a problem. You can see that the settings all changed when I switched to the crunch channel. It remembered where the crunch channel was set. Okay, boosting the crunch channel. Is the reverb on? It saved that. Let's see, level. Yes, we want that off. Good. Very nice. We're moving on to the lead channel again, where I have to move everything centered. Gain middle, no reverb. Here's the lead channel. Let's put this away. Very nice. Let's see how far the game will go. 90%. Neat and boosted. I need the global mute now because, actually, no, what I would need is the noise gate. Because as soon as the amp is playing, you can't hear me anymore. So let's try the noise gate right here and see if it works. Global mute off. Works for me. The noise gate doesn't seem to be adjustable from here in terms of its intensity. God damn it. That you do on the back of the amp. So that can't be set through the app as far as I can tell. We can, although, change the, what's that thing called here? The power soak. So we can go... and make it quite a bit quieter. It's a lot quieter. The nice thing is, once I'm gonna use the built-in red box, I can just turn the amp off and only use the red box. We'll do this in a sec. X says, "Ooh, I don't want the red box." Why not, X? It's good. We're gonna go to the Ultra channel. Gonna put it all centered. Looks good. We want the noise gate there, and let's see how it flies. Probably in... kind of very, very dark. Let's see if we can change that. I might want to get rid of some of the resonance. Resonance is the low end for the power amp section. So let's see if that changes anything. Okay, so that leaves us to discover some of the effects. I'm gonna go back to clean. More volume. So I can just, oh, the reverb is on. Come on, more of it. Change it between D7 and D minor 7. It just doesn't make any sense musically. So you have to dial it in quite a bit. It might be now too much before I didn't quite hear it. Okay, a little bit less of this, and we're going to bring in the delay, which we turn on. Level. Again, you can do all of this on the amp, but then you don't necessarily see what your setup will be for the channel. So that makes more sense to do it in the app because you have more overview over what the... Come on! And time. Time is, of course, setting it up with... now we have 590 time. Milliseconds? But of course, we can tap it. See if we can do a dotted A thing, because it's always fun. A little bit fighting with these knobs. Let's bring in some modulation with a rate. Come here. How do I don't know how to do this. And then intensity, and what we want is chorus phaser. Very neat, fully usable. Let's see if we increase a lot of feedback. Can we do nice fades? Okay, very neat. Let's look at the modulation section. We have chorus, le chorus, the French. We're just going to keep that in the middle here. Already kind of strong. Okay, very nice. Flanger, le flange, le flang flung, flangy, flange, flanke. We already heard the phaser, which of course we want with some crunch. I don't know how to play that, but it works. Tremonti. Nice. That is extremely neat. Sounds great. And that's cool. Up here you can see the memory selector, which means right now I'm actually accessing presets that are in the amp, that the amp has stored. Whereas I can also have presets that I'm carrying around with me in the app, which would mean anywhere there's a Grandmeister Deluxe 40, I hook up my app, there's my sounds. So you might just, use your buddy's Grandmeister, run around with your iPhone, and just load it onto his amp. Works. Let's do one more thing. That's by Build a Nice Lead Sound. It's always something I want to test. A decent delay. Shorter delay time, like an analog delay style, 300 milliseconds. Whoa, that does not sound nice. Fuzzy about that. I don't know if you can hear this. Okay. Moving on. God, there's so much to cover. We got to cover how does it handle a pedal. Here's my thumb. How does it handle a pedal? How does it stack up to other amps maybe? And then the DI sound. And then my 2 cents. So let's go to how does it handle a pedal. You can't see this, but in the chain, I have a Walrus Audio Voyager on the table. It's a low gainy, kind of nice, creamy overdrive. So I'm gonna go back to the clean channel and have no effect in here, except for a little bit of reverb. A little bit too much reverb. Oh, let's go back to normal. And pedal time. So, I'm gonna have to go there. I'm very sorry, but you'd say, hey, that sounds fine. It does. Everything sounds fine when you don't have a comparison. So let's do that. I'm gonna turn on a couple of other amps. We're gonna turn this on for fun, and this on for fun. So let's do a little bit of a comparison when it comes to the clean sounds, which funny enough isn't really that revealing. So we're gonna go through the clean sounds of a few amps. You can throw away the app for now. We have the clean sound. Yes, we have the clean sound of the Hughes Kettner Grandmeister Deluxe 40, like this. Okay, we're gonna go to the Thomann Custom Shop 50. That's an app with one channel, clocks in at almost twice as much as the Hughes Kettner. Completely different concept, but that's the clean sound of the Thomann. This right here is the clean sound of the Victory V40. Again, yeah, an only clean channel. Now we're gonna listen to the Vox AC30. Leslie, if you show the wall, please. What's very, very interesting is that for me, every time I do this, and I've switched between these two amps quite a bit, the Vox sounds quite a bit like the Grandmeister Deluxe 40. Very, very similar in clean. Behaves completely differently once you turn the pedal on. I don't get it, but the clean sounds are, let's check this out. Vox. Hughes Kettner. Oh, Hughes Kettner. You know what? I'm gonna record a loop and I'm gonna switch in between them, and you tell me which one's which. So they are damn close, okay? Except when you put the pedal in. Oh, and then also have, we'll see this, and then I have the Mesa Boogie Mark V 25. Okay, now with the pedal, starting Thomann Custom Shop 50. Whoa, that's loud. Victory V40. The Vox AC30. Hughes Kettner. And Mesa Boogie. Let me switch again between the Hughes Kettner and the Vox AC30. This is the Vox. Hughes Kettner. Okay, so this is how it handles pedals. Not too great. It is, I'm sorry, but if you have the A/B comparison, which I do, to other amps, even other amps in its price range, it's not a pedal amp. It's clearly not designed to be one. It has so many sounds in it. It has boosts in it. It has effects in it. It is not designed to be the amp for the pedal enthusiast. Because the pedal enthusiast does all his sounds through the pedal board and needs a simple amp. This amp is the opposite of simple. Brings us to one more thing, which is I'm going to go turn the cab out off in the app and switch to the DI out in the app. DI out, which means I'm going to now hear the Redbox AE. It is the best built-in DI solution right now on the market. That's not just me saying that, that's Tim Pierce saying it, and Tim Pierce knows his shit. He loves the Deluxe 20 and thinks that the DI out is just brilliant, and it is. I've used the Deluxe 20 on a pedal board build for a guy who wanted a DI solution, doesn't want a cab, just wanted a great sounding something into the board. And for Frederick, we built this board that actually had a Deluxe 20 build on it. So here's our DI without the pedal. Okay. Sending out an SOS, sending out an SOS message in a bot. Why? Leslie said, don't do that. You guys are turning off the video. It's like, you know that message in a bottle. What? Does it sting? You see what I did there? Leslie, see what I did? Does it sting when I sing? I think it was brilliant. Cute. Comfortably dumb. Isn't that Pink Floyd? I don't know how to play Pink Floyd. Uwe, that's for you. Come on, I don't know how to do that. It's something with bendy long notes. to do that. So the point is the DI out. Well, let's try this one more. Come on. The DI out is damn good. If you wanted to, you could run this amp live directly into the board, have in-ears, and it works. Now, on to my 2 cents. So here's what I think. Look at it. Come on. Take a look at it. It's damn pretty. It's been a while. It's been a while that the amp has been arrived. You know that song? About the amp arriving? It's been a while. From some band that wrote about the amp. Leslie is not amused. Look at it. It's pretty. By the way, that beautiful plexiglass thing, with time, will collect dust on the back panel and it looks less pretty. I think the way to do it is you have to take the front panel off and just clean it from the inside. So it's not always going to be that pretty. The amp has a shitload of features, and that is its strength. It is the eierlegende Wollmilchsau, as we say in German. Leslie? Eierlegende Wollmilchsau. You've never heard that? I was just going to ask you how to translate that into English. It is the thing that can do everything. It can... Eierlegende Wollmilchsau. It can give you eggs and milk and wool and meat. No? Well, you find out what that is in English. The egg-laying wool milk pig. We have cool things in German. Including Hughes and Kettner, or Hughes and Kettner. Hughes. I don't know. So it has a ton of features. You don't need to buy a noise gate. It's built in. You don't need a delay, a reverb, modulation. It's there. You don't need extra drives because you have 4 channels voiced differently with 4 boosts voiced differently. So, no, you don't need pedals. Is it a good pedal amp? No, it fucking sucks as a pedal amp. The whole idea is that you don't need pedals. The whole idea is have the amp in the little carry case, put it on your speaker, or don't even just run a DI, have the footboard, and that's it. It is an amp of convenience. Okay? It's kind of a Kemper idea where everything is in one box and you don't have to take a lot of shit, but it is the analog idea. It is the smell and heat of real tube idea. Now, obviously, we didn't check the built-in effects loop. You can use your own effects in the loop, which is also switchable. I don't know if I can switch that in the app. Yes, right here. So switch to the amp, please. Yes, and you can see that I can... That's... No, the amp, please. Amp and app, that's close. Thank you. See, I can actually turn the effects loop on and off, which means that what was that? It's difficult. That I could have my delay and reverb that I use in the effects loop, and I can have them behind the amp, always on, and I can trigger them by programming the state of my effects loop. Pretty damn simple. So, the options are what sells you on this thing. The power soak down to 1 watt for home use. Turning it off completely for only DI. Running at 40 watt on stage and still going DI and not having to use a mic is really... It sounds great, DI. So that's absolutely it. Going from clean to super mega metal and everything in between savable, including the effects. Absolutely great. Now, given all these features, it is pretty clear that you have to make concessions. Is that how you say that, Leslie? No? Nah, probably not. Make compromises. Okay. that you have to compromise. And the compromise is that, brutally said, none of what it offers is brilliant. Okay? It is all pretty okay. The clean sound is okay. The crunch is okay. The lead is a little bit fuzzy. The ultra is super fat, way too much bass. And it's a little bit muddy. It doesn't have the punch and precision that you would have from an amp twice the money with two sounds. Okay? No, it's not going to give you the one-channel JCM sound. It's not going to give you the Mesa Boogie rectifier sound. It's going to give you a lot of sounds in pretty decent. But no, the Ultra channel is a really mega fat, massive Ultra channel. It's not as satisfying as playing a diesel VH4. Yes, which will clock in at $3,000. Much heavier, no effects, no none app, and all this. No noise gate. You know what I'm trying to say. Everything it does is decent, but not mind-blowing. The delay is decent. Not super mind-blowing. The reverb is there. I'd rather use my Mad Professor Silver Spring reverb. That's $200. This amp is $1,200. So you're already using a sixth. How do you say that, Leslie? A sixth? Sixth. Shut up. A sixth of what the amp costs for the reverb. So no, it can't sound like the Silver Spring reverb from Mad Professor because that simply isn't in the budget. You get shitloads of features in a small package and it sounds good. If you want an amazing metal sound, you have to buy yourself a different amp, which needs a pedal board and effects and switchers and all this stuff. Way more complicated. This is everything in one box. Put it on the speaker. It does it. It is the amp for cover gigs. Everything right there. Everything right in tube. Way better than any modeler. Way better than any... Oh, unless you buy like an Axe-Fx or something. Okay, that's three grand. And we're not buying a camper because that's evil. It really is. So, it gives you a lot of stuff right there in ear, no speaker required. So great cover band amp. Great amp for guys that don't necessarily know where they want to go. Do I need mid-gain sounds? Do I need high-gain sounds? How often do I play a phaser flanger? I don't know. Maybe you find out that you don't even need a phaser flanger. This amp has everything in good enough quality for you to have the widest range of things if you don't even know where you want to go. Cover gigs. You don't know where you want to go with your sounds. Transportability. Huge. And fly gigs, which is very cool. Imagine you're actually a traveling band and someone is renting your backline. Well, you don't have your presets. You don't have your board. You don't have anything. You're flying to a gig in Sweden. Okay? You're Gorgoroth. Okay? The band from hell. And you're flying to Sweden to play a gig. Well, save all your Deluxe 40 settings on your iPhone. Go to Sweden. Have this rented from the backline. Download them into the amp. And there are all your settings, just like at home. All you're taking with you is your guitar and your iPhone. So yeah, you're making a compromise in ultimate sound quality that very likely the people in the audience won't be able to tell. But you're not taking an amp, and you're taking your effects, you're taking your phaser, flanger, flunger, tremolo, you're taking everything with you in a mobile setup. So, for features, flexibility, and sheer ingenuity, this amp rules. It gets 100% 2 thumbs up. For pedal compatibility, throwing shit in front of it, it gets 2 mega thumbs down. It does not deliver. For overall sound quality, gets like this. Okay? It's not... I have other amps that I would rather go to. the idea of this amp is the flexibility. I would go if I wanted just a killer sound, I go to the where's it? Can you go to the amp wall, please? This thing right there. If I want the Bluidity Deluxe 20 killer, but that's very reduced compared to the Grandmeister Deluxe 40. So that's what I think. They're pretty clever at using Kettner. They made a great amp. At somewhere you gotta save if you want to put all these features in. Also, that's important. We almost forgot that, Leslie. Compared to the Grandmeister 36, I made a comparison video if you want to know what have they updated, because it's exactly the same amp, just better sounds. That's the idea. So are they really better? Well, look at my Grandmeister 36 versus Grandmeister Deluxe 40 video, and I'm switching back and forth between exactly the same sounds, and you can tell which one you like more. I think it has improved, especially the clean channel is rounder, fatter, more alive, more warm. I think they added more warmth. They added more goodness to it. I think it is a better amp than the 36. That's just so. I didn't think the 36 sound-wise was great. I love the concept, the sound. If you like the idea of the 36, but you were hoping that they'd improve on it, that's what they've done. There you go. Links under my video. Check it out by yourself in the store. Here's the other thing. And this is, I know it's not an argument, but you play this amp by yourself, by itself, play with the app, play with a couple of presets, all this stuff. You'll love it. Its shortcomings in terms of sound quality are only apparent if you actually have an Ampete 88S switcher right there, where let's go to 8 and 1. See up there the little light jumping back and forth? If you have this, and you have a whole bunch of amps, and you can switch back and forth between the Vox, the Mesa Boogie, and all this, and you hear it exactly next to each other, that's when it becomes apparent. If you have the Grandmeister Deluxe 40 on a speaker, and you pull over another amp, and you recable, the few seconds that it takes to recable, your ear's already recalibrating and you know nothing. My point is, in many, many, many situations, you would never even feel that the sounds are not quite as good as some competitors. You wouldn't, because you don't have the AB. I give you the AB because I'm an ass. Okay? So in AB, yes. By itself, lovely amp. Links below, now some animals.
Open windows burning down, turning into sound again. Broken pieces on the ground, never meant to live again. 7K life, 7